There's nothing like a dumb action movie. I enjoyed this film. I like to turn off my brain and just watch people beat each other up and shoot each other and, you know, get into like fisticuffs and ninja moves and shit like that. As long as it's well done. And it was pretty well done. I would never say this was an intelligent action movie. I missed Supremacy. I did watch some of Bourne Identity when it came out, but I never finished it. I didn't like it at all. Like, I remember watching clips of Supremacy because I used to work in this record store and there was a DVD section and they'd sometimes play it and you'd just watch it without sound, but I never got into it. But I heard really good things about this one. I remember being intrigued by the trailer because it looked kind of good. But yeah, it was actually pretty, you know, it was a, you know, running around the world type thing, just like the new James Bond movies. I don't find this guy quite as endearing as the James Bond character, because I don't know. This guy totally did it to himself. It's just a guy with no memory of why he's an assassin, a super assassin. He's trying to figure out why, and then in the end it turns out it's just because he volunteered to do it, so he's killing all these people, and it's just like, it's his own fault for being a super assassin, but whatever. Anyway, like, it had good action, like I'm saying, like all this kind of shit's going on, people all in a panic and shooting and stuff like that. Like, it's very unrealistic. It's pretty stupid, but I don't know. Like, there's all these moments where there's all these, like, you know, top-notch CIA or covert operatives all around, like, just the best in the field, I would assume, and Jason Bourne's there, and he's the guy they're after. They've been after him for 3 movies, and all he has to do is, like, you know, flip up his collar, turn his head, and they're like, where is he? And he's like, oh, I'll just hide in the crowd. Where'd he go? And he's, like, so good at hiding in people, right? Because these people aren't trained to spot certain people at all, and he can just blend in so well. And there's also a lot of, like, you know, Motorola cell phone plugs in this movie too, I noticed. And it just doesn't, like, I don't know, it doesn't explain it. Like, when does this Jason Bourne guy eat? When does he sleep? How does he get on a plane? How is he boarding planes to, like, Italy and stuff like that? Like, who's letting him on a plane? There's a point in this movie where he dissuades one half of the CIA. I'm not sure if this is the CIA, but I think it's the CIA, and there's 2 leaders. There's the trigger-happy kind of this guy, general. I think he's a general. And then there's the blonde lady who's kind of like the good version of him, like the conscious version, and he lures her out of the building, and everyone decides to follow her. And this is like the CIA headquarters, and he somehow gets in. It doesn't show him going in or like anybody noticing that Jason Bourne's in the CIA headquarters. He even walks into his office, goes in his safe, his voice-activated safe, and gets out, makes a phone call saying, hey, I'm in your office, and everyone freaks out, goes in the building, and he's gone, and like, how did he get out? And it's just like, ugh. But like, it's a good brainless movie. If you don't think about it, it's pretty good. You know, it's just one of those things where if he's being chased or he's about to get caught, there's always like a window he can jump through. Like at the very end of the movie, he was in this training room and having all these flashbacks, and they had him cornered, and then there's a window he can jump out of. Like, you know, it's not a bulletproof glass window. It's not so thick that he can't, you know, not break through with the force of his body. He just leaps through it, no problem. Like, whatever. Like, it's not realistic at all. So it did have a little bit of humor. I guess it won 3 Oscars. But yeah, and also in this movie, there's so, like, it's kind of illogical because all these people are betraying the CIA to help Jason Bourne out of nowhere. Like, throughout the whole movie, they must have this, like, secret plan that they want to help him, I guess, in the back of their minds that I'm not aware of. But then they meet him face to face, or they'll call him on the phone, and like, they'll help him out. It's just like, what are you guys doing? Like, why even just screwing everyone over? But yeah, it's directed by this guy named Paul Greengrass, and I guess he directed Supremacy, did some TV shows. He's got these 2 other movies come out in 2010. One's called Green Zone, and one's called They Marched into the Sunlight. And he directed a lot of TV. I didn't list any of them. Yeah, like, it's a good action movie. I liked it. It was like, you know, good eye candy. You just sit there and, like, you know, watch people get into car accidents that are just fucking ridiculous. But there's at one point where he drives in reverse off a parkade and flies over the ledge and lands, and, like, you know, he just gets out of the car, runs away. Like, this guy's invincible for some reason. Like, I don't know, but came out in 2007. Stars Matt Damon, Julia Stiles. I don't know, Bourne Supremacy. If you like action movies, you should like this. Like, it's not, you know, fine cinema or anything like that. Like, I like the Bond movies, the new ones. I liked this, alright. I didn't like the other 2 Bourne movies, though. And also in this movie, it's just like, you have to get used to everyone saying Bourne. Like, where's Bourne? Bourne! Where's Bourne? Bourne's doing this! Bourne! Jason Bourne! Bourne! Jason Bourne! Who's this? Jason Bourne! Is Bourne there? Bourne! Bourne! They say Bourne like a million times in this movie, but anyway, it was alright. I liked it.